I'm sure that this screen brings you nostalgia. I'm sure you remember playing card games with Luigi in the casino, maybe playing with your friends, playing through mini games alone, whether it was through New Super Mario Bros. DS or Super Mario 64 DS. If you played any of these games, this video is probably for you. I'm gonna rank all the mini games as the thumbnail and video title suggests, so let's get into it. 43, Puzzle Panel and Puzzle Panic. I'm gonna group some of these together. So this is a puzzle game. You have to flip over certain tiles to kind of match what was on the top screen. I didn't really like it that much as a kid. I still don't like it that much. I mean, it's better now because I understand it more. And as a kid, it was more so like, what is this trying to tell me? What is going on? And it's, survival with the hearts. How far can you go? It's not a bad game, but it's definitely lowest on the list in terms of overall enjoyment. 42, Psych Out. You look at the card, sometimes it becomes transparent and you have to try to guess what the card is on the other side. It's also just not that entertaining. The music was really nice. I think it was Dire Dire Dogs playing in the background or a more calming rendition. That's the best part of the game, in all honesty. 41, Mario Slots. It's a slot machine. What else is there to say? I know there's multiple versions of this, but I don't know. It wasn't really that fun. I don't find slot machine mechanics to be that entertaining. I know it's in a lot of Mario games, but it's okay. 40, Mix-a-Mug. It's slot machine mechanics, but with matching faces, so it makes it a little bit more fun. The funniest part of this game is the fact that it's called Mix-a-Mug. It implies that these are mug shots, and you can also mix characters' faces, so that's pretty cool. But that's about it. It doesn't really have that much more to offer. 39, Memory Match. You're going to see a lot of these Luigi card and casino games towards the bottom of the list. While these are really cool things that I would like to see return in a modern Switch adaptation or whatever this next Nintendo console is going to be, they weren't really that entertaining for me as a kid. I mean, it's just card games with a Luigi skin, and I had a lot of board games to play a lot, which makes you think, hey, maybe you'll enjoy them, but no, I didn't understand half of them. At least this one was easy to understand because it was Memory Match, but then again, I could do Memory Match anywhere, so it wasn't really anything that I considered too entertaining, and yeah, I still don't. 38, Luigi Jack. It's blackjack, but with Luigi. The funnest part about this game is that you can play with multiple players. I've definitely played blackjack a lot more now that I'm older, but again, card games are just something that I rarely do. There are just so many options that are so much better. Again, I'm not saying I wouldn't appreciate something like this because there's genuinely a lot of heart in these games, and I wish Nintendo would do more like this, but it's still just not anything too entertaining. Requires a bit more thinking. The Memory Match, so it's above it, but that's about it. 37, Speed. What a surprise, another card game. Yeah, I mean, it's multiplayer for sure. Requires a bit more thinking. I remember really struggling with this one. I know I've said that a lot on this list so far, but I really didn't know what I was doing. Nowadays, though, this is something I would probably enjoy a little bit more than blackjack. It's a little bit more competitive, a little bit more going on. 36, Luigi's Thrilling Cards. The only one of these games that really encourages cheating because it's all about, hey, you don't know what you have, but you know what everyone else has. Make the bet. Do you have a bigger card? And because of that, it deserves a higher spot on this list. 35, Picture Poker. It's poker, but with Mario characters and Mario items. I don't know why I find this a bit more entertaining, but I do, and that's why it's on the 35 spot. 34, Lucky Stars. You have to guess which card has more stars on it. I like this one a bit more just because it didn't go into endless mode like a lot of the other Luigi games. It felt like I would just take forever to lose or take forever to win, and I like that I could just go for a high score without having to be here forever. 33, Versus Paragon. You have to match different pairs of cards and not screw yourself over to the point that you can't match any more pairs. So just basically clear everything and do it faster than your friend. I like the single player one more, so this one's lower. 32, Paragon. It's Paragon, but without the verses, and I just kind of like that aspect more. There's not much more to say. 31, Mushroom Roulette. You see the ball roll and try to bet on what the ball is going to land on. I know it's not really that intuitive. There's not a lot going on here. It's just a game of chance. But I don't know. I guess I find it really cool. It's just fun being like, well, I wonder what it's gonna land on. 30, which Wiggler? You have to tap the Wiggler that matches the one on the top screen. And this can be a little bit harder than it seems. The patterns start to get a bit more challenging, and eventually the wigglers will start moving and stuff like that. There's not really anything too crazy going on here, but I don't know, it's pretty fun. 29, Bomb Reverse. I feel like this game is a little bit forgettable. One of my favorite things about the game is just seeing Bowser Jr. on the top screen in this 3D model, ordering the bombs to do different things. So this is one of those two-player games. You have to make all the bombs on the screen your color, or at least that's the goal. The majority of the bombs your color, and then they all become your color. It's very similar to some other games. I'm not really remembering the name, but it's the whole you need to have a bomb of each color on either side to make the bombs in between turn into your color. It can be a little confusing, but it's honestly pretty fun. It's also one of the longer games, surprisingly. So there's that. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty fun. 28, Mario Slide. So I'm sure everyone remembers this game, minus the title. Why is it called that? You have to draw different lines to get Mario to hit the star and avoid the piranha plants. The challenge in this game comes from the fact that you'll get more Marios, it'll go faster, and the lines that you once created for the past Marios start affecting the future Marios. So you kind of have to map it out in your mind to be like, if Mario ends up here, where do I have to draw lines to make him end up where I want to make him end up? 27, connect the characters. It's Mario Slides, but you have to connect Yoshi's head to Yoshi's body and Mario heads to Mario's body. It's pretty funny when you mix them up though, so I guess there's that, and it's a bit more challenging, but there's not really much more here. 26, Boombox. It's a matching game, but with Mario sound effects, specifically from Super Mario 64. So it's kind of fun. Just, I guess the sound effects make it fun. I know that's not really much of a reason, but I like it, so yeah. 25, Toy Box Shuffle. It's another matching game, except it's with Yoshi's and these box enemies from Super Mario 64. It also has desert music playing in the background, so that's pretty fun, and sometimes they throw in other Yoshis to try and distract you. Yeah, it's a fun game, and like the other one, it's got a floating Mario head. It's pretty much everything I've wanted. 24. Balloon Racing. Multiplayer is a lot more fun than single player. You blow into the mic, the harder you blow, the higher Yoshi goes into the sky. You have to avoid the Shy Guys. First one to get to the top wins. It works horribly on 3DS, but on DS, it was a pretty amazing game. 23, Snowball Slalom plus the Giant Snowball Slalom. It's a racing game where you flick the stylus up and try to avoid obstacles along the way so you can get a bigger snowball and ultimately beat all your friends. This was fun as a multiplayer game. I know it's not everyone's most enjoyable game, but I like to challenge myself to see how much I could avoid in the game. 22, Shuffle Shell. You have to hit the shells and try to get them to go on the target. It's kind of like a curling thing, I guess. It was pretty cool. It was fun. The physics were cool. That's the coolest part of the game. That's all I really have to say about it. 21, Shell Shuffle. You can see they got creative with the names. This one I liked slightly more than Shuffle Shell because you have to hit the green shells into the red shells, which just kind of bounce all around the screen. And you get more points the more things collide into each other. And yeah, I just really like that aspect. Kind of seeing, how much I can make this last. 20, Bingo Ball. I know what you're probably thinking, why are you putting a game that involves bingo so high on the list? I don't know. I really enjoyed this one a lot. I didn't really win a lot. I didn't get bingo that often, in all honesty, but there was just something about the sound effects and the way that the game worked that really drove me towards it. I don't know. I really liked it. 19, Whack-A-Monty. It's Whack-A-Mole, but with Monty moles and Luigi that you are not supposed to hit, as you'll lose points. I don't think further explanation is really needed. 18, Lakitu Launch. You have to try to get the spiky balls into the Lakitu basket. I know that in multiplayer there's more stuff added, like if you accidentally shoot it into your opponent's basket, then they get the point instead of you, so that was pretty cool. But the single player was great too. It was always great at the end, just kind of seeing how many you got in and just kind of waiting and waiting and waiting, since it was really slow paced and you had to see how much you really got at the end. 17, Bomb Squad. It's a better version of Lakitu Launch. You have to hit bombs. If they take all the flowers down on the ground, then you're basically out. You can also hit Lakitus in the sky to take them all out at once, and seeing what high score you could get was honestly really cool. 16, Slot Shot. Before you say anything, I know that this is another really questionable pick. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this one as much as me. I really enjoyed it. Again, it's something about the sound effects and just kind of seeing how much you could get it to bounce around and how long you could really make the game last. There is no end goal. It's a very pinball-like high score game, but I really, again, just enjoyed it. I really don't know what it is. It's very random that this is so high up on the list and not really on the bottom, but I liked it. 15, Bounce and Trounce. This one's all about making sure that Mario stays in the air. He can bounce off of Shy Guys, or you could tap him to make him jump. The difficulty of the game comes from the part that there are 3 Marios at once, and the Marios can even jump on each other to knock each other down. So yeah, it's about seeing how far you could get. And the music was one of the best aspects of it too, so it gets credit for that. 14, Jumping Brothers, the multiplayer of Bounce and Trounce. It's just Bounce and Trounce, except you get 2 Marios, the second player gets 2 Luigis. Same rules apply, tap them to try to jump on the Shy Guys for higher scores, and you can also steal points from your enemies from jumping on them. You could also obviously make them fall and gain more points. So yeah, just very chaotic Mario Party-like multiplayer in a non-Mario Party game. Pretty cool. 13, Jumping Sudden Death. I really struggle to find some of the names of these games, I hope you know. I don't know why, you just couldn't find some of them. So this one's similar premise, except there are spikes on the bottom. You have to try to make your opponent, who is also your brother, fall into the spikes. It was I don't know, it was just a little better because there were spikes, I guess. Yeah. 12, Coincentration. Definitely one of the best games it had to offer. I know there's multiple versions, both of them are going here. Coins will fall down at the start of the game. You have to kind of guess where the most coins are, and if you get all the places coins are, you can move on to finding more. This is really fun in multiplayer. It's really becomes a guessing game. You're focused on only maybe 1 or 2 blocks, but if your opponent takes it, oh my gosh, where are the coins? I know there's not much going on here, but it's really fun. And it's also really cool that Wario got his own game. Like, come on, that's pretty awesome. 11, Hide and Seek. Again, one of the better games on this, like one of the best, really. So Boo will turn off the lights, then as Luigi, you have to scrub with the stylus to find all the ghosts. That doesn't sound really hard, but eventually you get like 2 seconds to find ghosts, I'm pretty sure, and there are like 3. So you have to really pay attention to where they are, so you're scrubbing in the right direction and making sure that you have enough speed to do so. What's also kind of cool is that you're playing multiplayer, you can kind of draw anything you want there, and it can be pretty funny, so there's also that. 10, the Snowball Fight game. I know this video is pretty poor quality compared to everything else, but this is all I could find. I'm not even kidding. I couldn't even find the proper name of the game, so I'm just calling it Snowball Fight. You have a limited number of snowballs, and you have to hit your opponent, Yoshi, or their snowmen to score points. You can also get rid of your own snowmen to get more snowballs. It was honestly really, really fun. I don't know why this is like forgotten media. What the hell? Number 9, Loves Me. You pull pedals and get Loves Me and Loves Me Not. Sometimes I would play this on my own when I was younger and I had a crush on someone and I thought that this would predict something for some reason. This game is best enjoyed in multiplayer where you try to get your friend a Loves Me Not while you try to get all the Loves Me's. The sound effect when a Loves Me Not plays is like a cow mooing from what I remember, and that was pretty funny, and it was a lot of yelling. Number 8, Trampoline Terror. We're not at the best trampoline game yet, but there was an alternative where you would draw trampolines and have Mario try to get into the rings. It was a little more challenging, honestly, because you have to draw at the right angle and just constantly make sure that Mario would get through the rings. 7, Versus Trampoline Time, multiplayer mode based on the best trampoline game. You have to get Mario to be on your opponent's screen by drawing trampolines. 6, Danger Bob-omb Danger. You play as a lone Bob-omb trying to avoid fireballs and Bowser's fire breath. I don't know why I enjoyed this so much as a kid, but I would play it for hours upon hours. It was just something I really, really liked to do. Maybe it's a reason why I'm such a big Cuphead fan nowadays. Maybe this was what got me to be one because of the whole bullet hell type thing it had going on. I don't know. What I do know is that I really like this game, and in multiplayer you can bounce your friends around. What's not to like? 5, Bob-omb Trampoline. Are you noticing that a lot of my top games are involving Bob-ombs? Because I just am, and that's kind of strange. I don't know. So, the main point of this game, in 1-on-1, it's kind of like a tennis game, but with Bob-ombs. Bounce it to your opponent's trampoline. They have to try to bounce it back. Eventually, there will be multiple Bob-ombs in the air, which makes it more challenging, and hectic, which always makes a minigame fun. 4, Wanted. I bet you didn't need Mix-a-Mug as foreshadowing for this. You get a wanted poster of a character, you have to try to find them. Little by little, it gets more and more challenging. Every time you find the character, it adds seconds to the timer. So the big challenge is, how long can you survive this? Eventually, characters will start moving, characters will start to overlap your character, being on top of them. Maybe you only see their eyes or their hats or something small. And it's just about trying to find the character. Can you find Luigi right now? Well, now you can. Anyways, next game. 3, Trampoline Time. Try to get Mario in the glowing door. You get a big trampoline on the bottom. You have to draw your own trampolines to try to get Mario up there at different angles. And you get to do this again with the DS stylus. It's really fun. You probably remember it because of the music and the whole endless atmosphere. I don't know. This is the most memorable trampoline game for me. Does anyone else like another trampoline game? Let me know. 2. Bob-omb's Sudden Death. Try to group bombs into different categories to send them into your opponent's side. I don't really have much to say about this one, but I do have a lot to say about number 1, so let's go talk about that. Number 1. The best minigame there is in both of these games. Sort or Explode. That's why I didn't talk much about the multiplayer one. I just like the classic too much. You'll be given black bombs and red bombs, and you have to organize them into their appropriate slots. Once you get about 50, I believe, they will launch into the top screen, and eventually you get to count how many bombs you have. What's the most fun thing about this is seeing how far you can go. If bombs of different colors collide, the bombs will explode and you will have to start over. This is definitely my favorite game. I played it over and over again, and it's kind of cool, especially since I wasn't much of an arcade game type person. So to really enjoy an arcade style game is really surprising for me. And that brings us to the end of the video. What's your favorite Mario minigame, back in the day or even present day ones? It took a lot of effort to find the footage for all these different videos, so if you like this video, leave a like and comment. Anyways, have a great day. Thank you guys.